I'm back for episode 3 reaction to the Pitt. You guys love this TV show, I'm not gonna lie. It is very serious. It reminds me of work and it's a little hard to watch, but the drama is incredible because it plays off of real human emotions about being sick and what to do and real human emotions from the medical team. And I love that they're showing that side of the conversation because so often we hear about the loved ones sick with the illness, and here we get to see a lot of the discrepancies in the system and what the humans that are working in the system go through. So here is my reaction to episode 3. I'm Dr. Khan. Check out my channel and let me know what you want me to react to next.
Oh shit. What? I think I just broke some ribs.
It means you're doing it right.
Breaking ribs is one of the most grossest feelings I've ever physically felt under my hands. We did CPR a lot as residents. We ran the codes during our residency. Breaking ribs is a very gruesome feeling. And like he said, he's like, I just broke some ribs and here we are trying to help. But that is actually good CPR because you are actually compressing the heart with the mechanical force of your straight arms and hands clasped.
Chest compressions, chest compressions, chest compressions.
Not to mention whoever's bagging the bag of oxygen also gets like hand cramping because that huge bag of oxygen that's connected to a face mask that's around someone's neck is actually hard to push over and over. Like it's an exhausting process, CPR. So I'm actually glad that they showed some of the details of what CPR looks like so that people can make better informed decisions.
धन्यवाद.
Thank you.
नानी कहिले जन्मनु हुन्छ?
Excuse me?
When are you due?
That little woman, Indonesian woman, maybe, I don't remember what she was, but she's so sweet. And that interpreter was spot on. I've worked in clinics where we use interpreters for translation.
What do we do, Doc? We'll be consulting with a pulmonary oncologist for further measures. Who? Inappropriate specialist. What? That's a cancer doctor. Oh.
It's not always that simple because medical interpretation is very different than language interpretation, meaning I had an attending once at my hospital that would not let family members translate for patients because they would add their own inferences or delete or add words as they saw fit. So it's literally like that game of telephone where, you know, information comes in and instead of translating every single word, they would remove some or add some, and that attending told that patient's family member, which I'll never forget, which is what I do now too, that if you're going to translate for her, translate exactly what I'm saying and translate to me back exactly what they're saying. But this translator on the TV, which is phenomenal that we can have that kind of translation support in America, is incredibly important. So you can imagine the extra layer of language and then the extra layer of complex health information and medical information.
And we now know that his abdominal pain was not from his gallstones, but from unstable angina due to coronary artery disease.
Then we should have admitted to cardiology.
We did an EKG, we did a troponin. He had a heart score of 3. Who can tell me what that means?
So what they're talking about here is the heart score. And when you calculate someone's heart score when they have chest pain, you're calculating 5 things: history, EKG, age, risk factors, and troponin level. After you calculate that calculator, you get a score, and then you get guidance on what to do with that score. And that kind of helps differentiate between, is this someone that's unstable and needs to stay overnight and be on a cardiac monitor and needs a cardiology consultation and needs urgent testing now? Or is it someone that could probably go home and see if it's a muscular pain or if it's a gas pain or can try acid reflux medication? So the heart score is used to balance risk with safety, which we need all the tools we can get, especially in medicine, to balance those two.
You keep trying, which is all you can do. You're doing great. Whitaker, just, hang in there.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
He looks so awkward. He's like, "You're doing great, Whitaker." And Whitaker is like, "Oh shoot, we're having like a buddy guy-to-guy moment." But those little crucial moments of connection, even if awkward, are so incredibly important to give you stamina throughout the day because it's connection, it's vulnerability, and it's like, hey, I know you lost your patient and you're doing okay. Everything is okay. Like he said, emergency room doctors, it's a gamble, it's a risk. The whole job is a risk in itself. So that positive affirmation, that encouragement, that reinforcement really goes a long way, especially from a supervisor or supervisor attending.
Any allergies to medication?
Can you give me something for the
Paying already? Is this a hospital or a vet clinic?
This guy is furious, and I have no idea why. I mean, he has a nail in his heart, and this is incredibly dramatic.
Very soon, Hank. 20 of sucks, 100 of ketamine. Javati, you're up for this one. Really? Now, let's go. Move.
STEMI with me, Mel.
Code STEMI is really exciting and important. STEMI, ST elevation myocardial infarction. The ST segment of the EKG gets elevated, and that is caused by, most of the time, sometimes, ischemia. There are other reasons for ST elevations. We're not going to go into that. But the reason why they announced an overhead page for that specific diagnosis, and there's a time sensitivity, is because there have been studies that measure how quickly we can get perfusion back to the heart. It's called door, like once the patient hits the door, to balloon time. So door to balloon time reflects when the patient hits the door of the emergency room to the balloon time. And balloon refers to the balloon that the interventional cardiologist inflates in the artery so that they can fix the artery. The goal is under 90 minutes. And why? Because fresh plaque rupture causes a tremendous amount of clotting. So fresh plaque rupture means the fresher the clot, the easier to fix, basically. You want to catch that clot while it's fresh, soft, and pliable before it hardens and develops an even stickier plaque. The damage to the arteries causes more cells to accumulate their platelets and other things to just inflammatory cascade, and so it builds up even more. So the fresher the clot, the softer the clot, the more pliable, and the less likely it's going to damage the heart muscle.
Mr. Ed Gellin is 52 years young with a history of hypertension and hyperlipidemia.
I love that he says 52 years young, because who decided that it was going to be 52 years old? It's 52 years young. In medicine, the first line of our history when we write your story after you tell us is your age, your sex, and your medical history. If you're a 52-year-old guy who's had a heart attack before or a stroke before, you would be a 52-year-old man with history of stroke and heart attack. And the more details, the better, but not so many details that you get bored reading the history, because that document and note is information that's transmitted in the system. So everybody, every nurse, every coder, every consultant, every person's going to read that note, and God forbid anything ever happens to the patient. That's the documentation that's going to save or harm the people taking care of that patient. So that documentation, if it wasn't documented, it didn't happen. All the conversations that we have with patients, they must be documented. Actually, verbatim is the best. In quotations, I said this, they said that, I said this, they said that, in quotes, because that is literally the only shred of evidence to that conversation ever happening. Stay tuned for the next episode. We are going to react to episode 4 of the Pitt. So let me know what specific questions you have on hospital medicine. Check out the video called Biological Aging in case you want to know how to be 52 years young.